But I don't need to tell all of you that it's gotten harder. Since most of you were bored, tuition and fees at American colleges have more than doubled. And that forces students like you to take out more loans and rack up more debt. The average student who borrows to pay for college now graduates about $25,000 in student loan debt. Not good. Americans now owe more on their student loans than they do on their credit cards. And living with that kind of debt means some pretty tough choices when you're first starting out. It means putting off buying your first house. Or it means maybe you can't start up that business right away that you've got this great idea for. When I was over at the sink, I was talking to 3 business majors, and they all had these business ideas, but it's tougher if you've got all this loan that you're already thinking about the minute you get out of school. Maybe you've got to start a family a little bit later. It takes you a longer time to save for retirement. And when a big chunk of every paycheck goes towards loan debt, that's not just tough on you, it's not just tough on your families, it's painful for the whole economy, because that's money that could be going into the economy and could be going into new businesses. Could be helping businesses grow. And I want to point out, listen, I know about this firsthand. Michelle and I, we know about this firsthand. This is not something I read in a briefing book. This is not some abstract idea for us. We've been in your shoes. When we graduated from college and law school, we had a mountain of debt, both of us. That means when we got married, we got poorer together. You know, we added our assets together and they were zero. And then we added our liabilities together and they were a lot. We paid more for our student loans than we paid for our mortgage each month when we first bought our small condo in Chicago. And we were lucky to land good jobs with a steady income, but we only finished paying off our student loans about 8 years ago. Think about that. I'm the President of the United States. So here I am. We were writing those checks every month. You know? And that wasn't easy, especially when we had Louie and Sasha, because at that point we're supposed to be saving for their college educations. And we're still paying off on our college educations. So I've been in your shoes. I know what I'm talking about here. It's not something that I just read about. So we got to make college more affordable for you. The middle class out of a college education. When most new jobs in America require more than a high school diploma, higher education, whether at a 4-year college, at a 2-year program, it can't be a luxury. It's an economic imperative for every family in America. And every family in America should be able to afford it. As long as those young people are willing to put in the work, as long as you're willing to study hard and take advantage of this opportunity, then we've got to make sure it's there for you. So, I'm going to be asking for your help, but let me tell you what I've already done on this issue, Colorado, because I think it's important to know that we haven't just been talking the talk, we've been walking the walk to try to help make college more affordable. Before I took office, we had a student loan system where tens of billions of taxpayer dollars were going to subsidize banks in the student loan program instead of going to students. So we changed it. We cut out the middleman. We said, why do we need the banks? They're not taking a risk. These are federally guaranteed loans. Let's give the money directly to students. And I have to tell you, there were folks in Washington who fought us tooth and nail because they wanted to protect the status quo. One of them, when they heard that we wanted to take this business away from the banks, they said, this is an outrage. But the real outrage was letting these banks keep these subsidies while students were working 2 or 3 jobs just to try to pay tuition. So we kept at it, and we won that fight. And today that money is going directly to where it should have been going in the first place, and that's helping millions of young people afford a college education. And then last fall, I acted to cap student loan payments faster. The nearly 1.6 million students who make their payments on time, they have the option of only paying 10% of their monthly income towards loans once they graduate. And that means if you decide to be a teacher, or you decide to be a social worker, or you're going into a profession that doesn't pay a lot of money, you still have that option, because you know that your monthly payment will be manageable. And we want, and that's important. And then we decided we've got to make sure every student has access to a simple fact sheet on student loans and financial aid. So you can have all the information you need to make intelligent choices on your own about how to pay for college. So, and some of you know we created this new Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. It's a watchdog for consumers. And one of their mandates is to focus on student loans, and so they've produced a website of fact sheets called Know Before You Owe. Know Before You Owe. It's a site I wish Michelle and I knew about. Wish we had had. So we've done those steps to help provide you good information and to make sure that we've expanded access to Pell Grants and student loans. But that's not enough. It's not enough just to increase student aid. We can't keep on subsidizing skyrocketing tuition, or we're just going to run out of money. We'll just run out of money. So what I said to colleges and universities is you guys have to do your parts to keep costs down. And I told Congress, steer federal aid to those schools that keep tuition affordable and provide good value and serve their students well. We put colleges on notice. If you can't show us that you're making every effort to keep tuition from going up, then funding from taxpayers will go down. You've got to make an effort. You've got to hold colleges accountable if they don't. Of course, public universities like this one also understand that states have to do their part. State legislators have to do their part. Last year, over 40 states cut their higher education spending. Not good. These budget cuts have been one of the biggest factors in your tuition going up. So we're challenging states to take responsibility. We told them, if you can find new ways to bring down costs of college, make it easier for students to graduate, we'll help you do it. So that's what we've already done. We've helped families, helped more young people afford a higher education. We're offering incentives to states and colleges and universities to keep costs down. And now, guess what? Congress has to do their part. They need to extend the tuition tax credit that we put in place when I first came into office that saves middle-class families thousands of dollars. They need to safeguard aid for low-income students so that today's freshmen and sophomores know they're going to be able to count on them. Our Pell Grants have to be, there for students. They need to give more young people the chance to earn your way through college by doubling the number of work-study jobs over the next 5 years. And then there's something that they've got to do right now. They have to prevent the interest rates on federal student loans from shooting up and shaking you down, and that's where you come in.